Okay, we're back. Um, this is the circle of fourths. Okay, and it starts with an A-shaped C, and then we go to the fourth of that A is a D, and that gives us the F, the D-shaped F, and then we go to the fourth of that is a G-shaped B flat, the fourth of that is a C-shaped D flat. Add, the reason why there's a plus there for each one is we're adding the string shape to the bottom. So we're moving the pattern up, we're pushing the pattern up. Add to bottom string. So we're starting out with the, let's say, A shape here. There's a little anomaly here where it doesn't come back exactly to the same place, but I lined it up so that at least it's back to the same box. You know, in cage, A and G are close enough. So what we do is we start with an A pattern for the C, then we're going to move the pattern up and replace the bottom string with the fourth of the A shape, which is the D shape. Then we move the pattern up from there. We're going to replace the bottom string and we're going to add the G shape on the bottom. Then we move the pattern up. We're going to replace the bottom string. We'll add the C shape on the bottom. So it's almost like if you have a G shape here, you want to move that pattern up, it becomes a C shape there. So you're adding the C shape, which is the fourth of the G shape, to that bottom. Then from that C shape, okay, we would move that pattern up. All right, and then we would go to the fourth of the fourth in the E shape. So we move that C pattern up. And just like start cage from a new shape, now we have to shape fit that E in there if we're doing pentatonic. If we're not doing pentatonic, we'll go to that key and we can do the diatonic. Sorry. Okay, so that's in a different key now. That's the fourth of the fourth. So we started that G shape in C, we went to F, that's in B flat there. So the bottom string is 7 root. There's your B flat right there. Here's C. So that's how the circle of fourths works. Don't worry about the anomalies on the top. Okay, so let's look at the circle of fourths and fifths. What happened here? It's not wanting to go there. Okay. So let's look at the circle of fourths and fifths, and that other circle we were just looking at with all the plus signs. You know, that just means when you move a pattern up, plus and add the fourth of that previous bottom string to it. Now with fifths, we move the pattern down. What are we going to do? We're not going to add from the top, because it's if you were teaching someone the alphabet, before they were able to go A to Z, A B C D E F G H, you wouldn't ask them to do it backwards. You'd want to let them spend enough time as they needed. If say they had to learn it backwards and forwards, you want to give them enough time to learn it forwards first. So that's what we're doing when we talk about moving a pattern down. We're not going to add to the top, although it's the same string. It's the same string. We could use the same concept, but for now, when we look at it as moving a pattern down, the bottom string becomes the fifth. The new bottom string becomes the fifth of the previous bottom string. So if we have a C shape here, C-shape pentatonic there, you know, so this is our C shape, see? And we're going to move that pattern up, just like with the magic circle, remember? Now we're going to start the C pattern from the second string. But the difference between what we were doing last year, which was starting the pattern from the same note, so I find the E note on the second string there. Oh, here's one. Okay, well, let's just start that C pattern from that E note up here. Same pattern, same note, just an octave higher. Remember, it's going to be different, a little different, but that was just I just messed that up a little bit because it was the same notes. It's just an octave higher. Now I could see that became an E shape, so it reshaped that C pentatonic into an E shape. But what's that bottom string going to be? Aside from knowing it's an E shape, we just know that it's the fifth of the C shape. It's the fourth, rather. When we're moving up, we replace with the fourth. When we're moving down, we replace with the fifth. I keep mixing those two up, but that's, you know, that's something, you know, that you mix up your right and your left sometimes, right? So starting from that C shape, now we're going to move it up, but we're not going to find the same note. So we're not going to be in the same key if we're doing a diatonic, right? So if we're going to move the C pattern up just to the next string, which is something I dabbled with, but I never knew it could be useful. So we're going to start that C pattern on the second string. Okay, so we're going to move it up. Now it goes to the E shape there, and I have a G, so that's a problem with the chart there. Okay, but with the other chart, we could use that for the fourth here. Let's see if we can get that on the screen right here. So we got a C shape. Okay, this is G shape C. All right, we can't use this chart right now. Anyway, it goes to the E shape, and if you just look up here, the G and the E shape are very close. So really, this is the key shape pattern circle for the fifths. If we're going to go counterclockwise, going clockwise, we would go to the E shape there, not the G shape. Okay, so there's a problem with that pattern, with this little circle here that I have to fix. And I'd have to make a new circle to do it in C. Hopefully it'll work. So we'll be working on that. I'll be working on that chart next time, but we can still use it. Use the concept here. So starting on a C shape, going to the left. Now this is how to get the fifth of it. What's the fifth of C? Is going to be that G shape, right? So we just take that C pattern. We're going to move it down, and the way to move it down is to go to the pattern that is a fifth string shape from the bottom string. So the bottom string is the C string shape. I know it's confusing. So the next string shape up from C is going to be the G string shape. And that G string shape is just going to be moved to the bottom like that. So we replace, when we're going in fifths, replace the bottom string with the fifth string shape, the fifth of the string shape of the previous, you know, and then play the pattern. So C, becomes a G. Try one more time. Am I out of tune or what?